Okay, so this doesn't look like a Maxstone, but it actually is. This is the bottom of the ESC of the Maxstone, and since one of the trucks had a bit of an issue with every once in a while just stopping for no reason at all, and then after a little while it would start going again, I figured I'd have a closer look. And I found that on the ESC there are a couple of cold solder joints, and anybody who does soldering will know what I mean. It's just a bad solder joint that doesn't really fully make contact. So I fixed it with a soldering iron, and I hope that that will solve the problem. But of course there could be more to it. If there's one cold joint, there's a really good chance that there's more than one. The reason why I had to take it out anyway is because I'm actually going to waterproof it. And I'm not going to use liquid plastic or plastic tape or liquid tape or whatever. I'm using Corrosion X. Now if you do a little bit of research, especially in the floatplane RC world, they use this stuff a lot. And I've seen the results. I've seen the effects, what it has, and the stuff is absolutely incredible. It totally works. It looks like just oil, just thin oil, and you dip it in there for, guys say, anywhere from 10 minutes to a couple hours. I would suggest doing it for at least an hour. Let it seep into every nook and cranny, and then go and drip dry it. Let it sit overnight, and then put it back into the case. I already took the case off. As you can see, this is of course a bare ESC, and then you can put it back together and put it back in your unit. Now the thing is that you can use it on your ESC, but you can also use it on your receiver, and you can use it on your servos. Something else I found out actually really interesting about this servo. This servo looks like a Mayhem servo. I did some research in different servos, and it's actually marked on the back of the servo. I don't know if you can see that, but it actually says 9 kilo on there. So it's not a weak servo. The other thing I found out is that it's a Metal Gear servo. Now for a $125 crawler to have a Metal Gear servo, that's really good. That's really good. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty stoked with that. So anyway, just something I thought you should know. So the newer ones are definitely better than the initial offerings. So we hope that we'll find that in more components, and that yeah, a little lost overall. Anyway, so I'm going to get back to my waterproofing. Like I said, it's kind of hard with an iPhone to set it up and do something on camera. So I'm just going to do it, and then I'll show you the results, and we'll put it back together. So actually, before I go, I was making another video earlier and I couldn't upload it. I had a bit of a problem with YouTube. I had done a video earlier on the bent links, and I've put the bent links on one of the axles of the third unit of the third truck, which is actually, the whole thing is going to go on my truck. I decided to do something else. I decided to take the connecting rod that holds the steering knuckles on the rear axle, and I'm putting it in front and below the rear axle. I've seen guys do this on other rigs, and that's to keep it out of the way, of course, not to get caught on rocks and stuff like that. And it's a little tight. You actually have to put a little bend in the steering rod in order to make that work, and you have to sort of extend the little connecting rod as far as it'll go. I may have to put a different bolt in there because there's not a whole lot of threads holding it anymore, so I may end up regretting that one and putting a longer bolt in that. But I'm going to try it like this for now and see how it works. So this is almost ready to put back together. Since I have the Corrosion X here too, I'm also going to waterproof all the bearings and all the gears in here. It's really easy to do. Just take it apart, dip them in Corrosion X, and put it back together. And that should prevent your bearings from rusting when you drive through the water and stuff, which of course is really important. and that'll also keep moisture out of the rear axle. But I might even put a couple of drops of Corrosion X in the rear axle and actually have it flood around a little bit. I'm also playing a little bit with a battery mount in the back. These are the upper links, and I'm playing with putting a rack there or something so I can mount my battery a little lower and a little bit farther back, and see if that will help the overall balance of the unit. So anyway, lots to digest here, and I'll do another video when I got some of this stuff back together. Now go crawl, eh?